Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Train Sim World 4 news. It has been too long since I made the Gospel Oak to Barking Line video, and I promised that I'd make this in the December roadmap video. So here we are. We are looking at the second of three teased new packs, the Rosenheim to Salzburg Railway. As usual, I'm going to butcher all the German in this, so get upset with me now, and that way you won't have to later. So this is the graphic that they got. I mean, nothing too much going on. It's just got a DBBR 111 and the route. So very clearly pointing out that we're going from Germany into Austria. So yet more cross-border operations, which I guess is alright. I don't quite see the relevance of shopping centre. I think that's a bit weird. Museum, okay, that's a railway museum, I presume, of a Bahnhof. So some kind of railway museum. It doesn't say where, and I can't be bothered to research that. But perhaps they're hints of stuff to explore off the line, which I don't really care about, but whatever, we'll get straight into it. So what is the line? It is an 88.6 kilometer long line between Rosenheim and Salzburg. So this is on the right hand side in red. This is the line with all 13? No, not all 13 stations, with some stations. And I thought I saw this one on the Wikipedia page, and I thought it's interesting because it puts into context, because we obviously have Munich to Augsburg. And they're on sort of the same line and not that far away from each other. So I thought this was interesting just to point out a bit of the spatial context. I don't know. Maximum speed of 160 kilometers an hour, so not slow but not fast, and it's double tracked, so it's not a high speed line by any means. And you can see on this that I suspect there'll be a fair amount more speed restrictions than that. I should have checked that in Open Railway Map, but alas, I did not. We can move on now. So the rolling stock that we know about currently is the DBBR 111 plus the Doppelstock wagons. That's obviously the Doppelstock wagons in the back. They look like the most recent generation of Doppelstock wagon, which would unfortunately mean that despite all of the packs that have included them, like Mainz, s-bahn, Rösignord, Navaker, Dresden, I think did Chemnitz have them? I think so, yeah. Hamburg Lübeck had them. I'm trying to think. This, of course, and I had probably a few more have had the latest generation double stock wagon. It's just getting a little bit boring now. Can we have a third gen or a second gen? I think it's the fourth gen. Can we have like some different wagons? Because we only actually have 3 German coaches. We've got the sort of IC coaches, the white ones with the 101. We've got the Doppelstocks, and we have the trailers, which came in Bremen and Linke Rheinstrecke. But, you know, at least we're getting a new, older electric locomotive. I would have preferred a diesel line, but whatever, sure. So the DBBR 111s, there were 227 of them originally built between 1974 and 1988. I read that apparently there are fewer than 100 left and the rest have been scrapped. Wikipedia didn't mention that, but the Wikipedia page has not been updated in some time, so I'm inclined to believe the latter. They put out 5,000 horsepower and can travel at 160 kilometers an hour, so no kind of speed limitations on this line, and they're reasonably powerful. And then, yeah, we've got the same wagons since forever. And I think the thing that really struck me on this train is the windows on the side. You don't often see that. Especially on electric locomotives. But other than that, they just kind of look like boxes on wheels. They date from West Germany, which is why they've got quite a different aesthetic from like the 143 and the 112, which are East German locomotives originally, obviously. Now everything's unified, thank Christ. And I had a look at the current timetable. I was slightly confused, or not confused, but well, sure, confused, because it doesn't feel like the 111 fits in at all. So I would be inclined to believe that we're getting a old timetable from, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, and the route set around then as well. But I shouldn't imagine the timetable is much smaller than it is now. So, we'll do this anyway. So at the moment, there is one train per hour, one regional train between Rosenheim and Salzburg, and today that's operated by Transdev with their own fleet, not Deutsche Bahn. Then there is an additional one train per 2 hours, slightly faster from Rosenheim to Salzburg, and that's operated by s-bahn, again, not Deutsche Bahn, so no 111 there. And then there's a one train per 2 hours Deutsche Bahn OBB long distance services, and those vary between intercity, regional jet. I've had a what are OBB's high speed trains called? They're the rail jets. That's right. RJX, which I saw as an abbreviation, but I presume that's just another type of rail jet, and Eurocity. So they would all be operated with Taurus for railjet and ICE rolling stock. So hopefully there's some scope to layer the ICE trains onto this line. But again, that doesn't really feel like 111 territory there. So I suspect we'll get the 111s on the two top ones in an earlier timetable. That is just my suspicion, though. And nothing concrete there, because we don't know much about. We don't know anything about when this route is set. But roughly about 3 trains per hour all up, and the journey time is around about an hour from end to end. And of course, there's going to be freight stuff slapped on top. And my thoughts. I'm not blown away by this route. I don't think it's going to be revolutionary in any way. I think much like the Gospel Oak to Barking line, it's sort of a route that Dovetail can get out with limited effort and not have to worry about any kind of new features. I am going to look out at the timetable. That is something that I think will be interesting to see. The rolling stock choice is disappointing, obviously, with the coaches mainly. Especially this image, which was one of the few that I could actually find of scenery on this route, does not have doppelstock wagons at all, and it has some sort of 628 looking things. Obviously, they're not 628s, they're unpowered coaches with a locomotive on the back. And based on this photo as well, I expect the distant scenery to be very good, otherwise we'll have points off for that. And they should be able to take care of that with LiDAR, I should imagine. And yeah, that's more or less the route. As with all of the other things, I will keep you up to date in either a community post or coming roadmap videos, or perhaps an entirely separate video, if it's large enough, warrants that. But that's more or less it for now. I suspect we'll get more updates as time goes on, and this is in the closest release window, 0 to 3 months. So we'll know about something soon. I think it'll release in the next month or two. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting or useful. If you haven't, then let me know. Have a fantastic day, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.